Hi, fourth graders, it's Mrs. Orrock. Today, I'm excited to be with you because I'm going to be teaching you your second lesson of Module 4. What you're going to need, always dropped my pencil. That was amazing. 1 second. I got it. We're good. Make sure you have a pencil. Make sure that you have your workbook. I'm going to be guiding you through some of the problems. When I say some, it means some. It doesn't not mean all. You have to finish the rest on your own during the lesson. And then you're going to need a ruler if you don't have a ruler, because we started working with geometry in the last lesson. So if you don't have a ruler, you're going to need some sort of straight edge. I use a sticker book if I don't have a ruler at home. So use something with a flat edge that you can use when you're drawing straight lines. Okay? All right, go grab your materials. You can go ahead and pause this video if you need to go grab those things. All right, my friends, let's do a quick review of what we learned in the last lesson, lesson 1. Now, in your last lesson, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. I'm just going to review some vocabulary that you should know already. All right, so right here we have some vocabulary that we learned last time. So a line is a straight line that extends in both directions and does not stop. That was part of the exit ticket. If you got that right, awesome job. Keeps going, does not stop. A point is an exact location. It has no size, just a position. Okay, when you put it on there, it's not like it has to be a certain size. It just marks a position. An endpoint, any of the two furthest points on a line segment, okay, which we'll talk about the line segment in a second. So the endpoints, often in a number line, we'll have endpoints. An array, that means it's a line with a starting point, so it has the point, but then that one point with the arrow just keeps going and going and going. It doesn't have an end. A line segment is part of a line that connects 2 points with definite endpoint. So a line segment is a line, but it doesn't have the arrows. It actually has an endpoint on both ends, okay? And today we're going to be learning about angles. So let's hop on over to angles. Here we go, lesson 2. All right, so for lesson 2, the objective is to use right angles to determine whether angles are equal to, greater than, or less than right angles. If an angle is a right angle, it's equal to the right angle. You'll learn more about this when you draw right, obtuse, and acute angles. I want you to pause your video and identify these figures. So when you're looking at line segment A, B, I want you to identify what that is. I gave you a clue already. Now look at all these different lines that are drawn. I want you to identify what are they. From your last lesson, can you identify all these figures? Go ahead and pause the video and see. Once you pause the video, did you notice that this is a line segment? It has an ending point and a starting point and an ending point. This is going to be a line because it keeps going. And then we have over here, it looks like a ray. And here we actually have an angle, which we're going to be drawing today. I'm going to watch this video. This video is going to show you how to draw acute, right, and obtuse angles.
So the first thing I want to show you here is this little applet that I wrote a long time ago. And basically, we've got an angle right here. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. All right, there we go. And I've got an angle. It's kind of a run-of-the-mill angle. And you'll notice it's angle CAB, or I could call it angle BAC. So my choice, right? As long as the A is in the middle, because it's the vertex, it's the corner. So I've got this angle, and I can move it, and I can move it around, and I can turn it kind of a tiny little angle like this, or I can turn it into a big old fat angle. I can even go further around. And as I'm doing this, you'll notice that the angle is changing. The number of degrees is changing. And you'll notice the name is changing. So when I'm a small angle, it's called an acute angle. And when it's a bigger angle, it's called an obtuse angle. And now the idea is, when is when? You know, when is which angle? Well, when is the name acute and when is it obtuse? So you'll notice all of these are acute. And then as I go, you'll watch this. Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Right there. Right at 90 degrees. All of a sudden it's called a right angle. And that's the sharp 90-degree angle right here, kind of like a door. right at a door or the corner of a book, and we indicate it with a square instead of an angle arc. Instead of an arc, all of a sudden it becomes, whoa, where is it? There, square. And then if it goes bigger than 90, all of a sudden it's called an obtuse angle. So the thing I want you to learn is if it's less than 90 degrees, it's acute. If it's greater than 90 degrees, it's obtuse. And if it's exactly 90 degrees, I'm so close. Can I do it? If I'm exactly 90 degrees, how do I do it? I'm there. If it's exactly 90 degrees, then it's called a right angle. So let's put this into some practice here real quick. So let's identify these. This angle, is it acute or obtuse? Well, it's acute, which means it is less than 90 degrees. How about this angle right here? Well, it's obtuse because it is greater than 90 degrees. And then let's do one last one right here, this angle right here. Well, this is acute because it is less than 90 degrees. And that is, I'm going to zoom out of here. That is grade 4, module 4, lesson 2, where we're learning about right angle, obtuse angle, and acute angle.
Hi friends, so in the video he showed you how to identify a few angles. So of course we know this right here is acute. So the line is drawn over to acute and it is written less than. I do want you to write whether it's less than, equal to, remember, because we're finding if this right angle is equal to a right angle, yes it is. Or if it's greater than, which that would be obtuse. So I'm gonna go ahead and have you identify this. Now that's, it doesn't look like it has that right angle square in there, and that's okay. Sometimes it's not represented that way. Now you're going to draw a line that says right to the right, and then I'm going to type here for you. You're actually going to have to write it in your book. That right angle right there is equal to the right angle. Now I'm going to grab my line again, and here I'm going to show you that this is actually obtuse because it is greater than the right angle. So I'm going to draw my line to obtuse, and with my text, I'm going to write greater than. So remember, it's less than, equal to, or greater than. Let's take a look at one more together. And let's see here. Let's go to this side where I would say it looks kind of close to right angle, but if I drew my right angle right here, it's going to be 90 degrees. This is a little bit greater than 90 degrees, so that is obtuse as well. So you'd also have to write that is, since it is obtuse, it is greater than. It's greater than a right angle. Now I'm going to have you go to your next page. On your next page of the lesson 2 problem set, there is going to be a picture. It says it wants you to use your right angle template. Okay, we're not actually, you can use the template. It's going to be at the bottom or at the end of your problem set lesson 2. You can use that to help you. I'm going to show you how I do mine. But it says use your right angle template to identify acute, obtuse, and right angles within Picasso. Picasso is a famous painter, painting Factory Horto de Ebo. Trace at least 2 of each, label with points, and then name them in the table below in the painting. All right, so you're going to see a picture of this painting. Yours will not be in color. Yours will be in black and white. And then there is a table done here. The table is represented with this row being acute angle. So how many acute angles can you identify in this painting? How many obtuse and how many right angles can you identify? I'm going to show you how to do it so you're not confused. All right. So I'm going to show you one angle that I see. This one right here looks like a right angle to me. So I'm going to label it A. I'm just writing with my pencil, right? A, B, C. And to show that it's an angle, one sec, guys. You don't want to put it there because this is acute. We want to go down to the right. You're going to write this sign that says angle. That means angle sign, A, B, C. That way you can go back and refer to the picture, the painting, and say, well, I said right angle is on angle ABC, and look, there it is. I can identify it quickly. Now I'm going to find acute. So right here, that looks acute. I'm going to go right in the order of the alphabet. So we have ABC. Let's do D, E, F. Ooh, so we're going to go where it says acute, and we're going to write that down, D, E, F. And let's see if we can find an obtuse angle. An obtuse angle, here we go. Obtuse angle, looking, looking, looking. Ooh, I see this one right here. This one is, if I look at it, I have to almost turn my head to see it. That is greater than 90 degrees. So I'm going to label it after these letters, D, E, F. And my next one would be G, H, I, right? Okay. Now I'm going to go over to obtuse, something that's showing angle, angle G, H, I. Okay, here we go. Now that's what I did so far. I want you to find 3 more for me. Find one more acute, one more obtuse, and one more right. Let's go over the vocabulary that we learned today. So the vocabulary that we learned today, we learned about right angles, obtuse angles, and acute angles. I think of acute being, oh, it's so cute, it's so little. That's how I remember, okay? If you need a little bit of help. Now, the next vocabulary would be right angle. These are all right angles. Next, we learn about little acute angles that are less than right angles, and obtuse angles, which are greater than right angles. Then we have degrees. So we haven't been really talking about degrees, but in the video that we showed where Dwayne was moving the angle around, he was measuring the degrees. That's the number that kept changing. And then eventually, you don't have a protractor. Most of you won't have this at home. We have them at school. So this is why I just say use a ruler. But a protractor is just a tool to use to measure angles. And honestly, if you go to Google and type in electronic protractor, you could practice with one just from Google. So give it a go. See how it works. And thanks so much for joining me today. Make sure to do your problem set. I am going to link this video with another fun vocabulary video. So if you'd like to watch that today, that would be awesome. Thanks so much for joining me. I will see you next time. Bye.